Peppa Pig and a busy day at school. It's Special Talent Day at school, and Peppa is very excited. She has many different talents, so she hasn't decided which one to share.
Wow!
Maybe I will jump rope, says Peppa, or sing or dance. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa and George eat a good pancake breakfast. They get in the car and go to school. Peppa's friends have already arrived. Pedro Pony, Candy Cat and Rebecca Rabbit are there.
Hooray!
Good morning, says Madame Gazelle. Are you ready for Special Talent Day? We'll share our talents this afternoon, but first we have a very busy day. The class practices counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, begins Madame Gazelle. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, shouts the class. Then Madame Gazelle asks the class to name things that begin with each letter of the alphabet. A. Apple. B. Balloon. C. Cake. D. Dinosaur. E. Eggs. F. Fish. G. Guitar. H. Hat. I for ice cream. J for jam. K for kite. L for ladder. M for monkey. N for newspaper. O for owl. P for pizza. Q for queen. R for rocket. S for scooter. T for truck. U for umbrella. V for violin. W for watermelon. X for xylophone. Y for yarn. And Z for Zoe Zebra. Then it's time to play store. Peppa and Susie are the shopkeepers. What would you like? Asked Peppa. Do you have any cookies? Asked Danny Dog. No, says Peppa. But we do have a toy telephone that will be $1. Thank you, says Danny Dog. Do you have a loaf of bread? Asked Pedro Pony. No, says Peppa, but we do have a dollhouse. Well, okay, says Pedro Pony. What can I buy for $100? Asked Rebecca Rabbit. How about a carrot? Says Peppa. Everyone laughs. Next, it's time to paint. Peppa wants to teach George how to paint a flower.
Wow!
Make a circle, says Peppa. George paints a green circle. Then he paints a green zigzag line. That's not right, George, says Peppa. George keeps painting. Madame Gazelle looks at Peppa's painting. What a lovely flower, she says. And George has painted a dinosaur. Perfect. At lunchtime, Peppa and George eat sandwiches with Danny Dog. There's watermelon for dessert. There's a new tire swing and Peppa wants to try it out. She squeezes in. Help! She cries. I'm stuck! Oh no! Peppa looks funny in the swing, but Peppa doesn't think being stuck is funny. Her friends try to help. They pull and pull and pull. out comes Peppa. Let's play on the slide, she says. It's time for music, 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 sings Madame Gazelle. Everyone choose an instrument. Danny chooses the bongo drums. Look, I've got cymbals, says Rebecca. Zoe gets maracas. Freddie chooses a triangle. And Pedro has a tambourine. Everyone plays together. Boom, bang, crash. Oh my, cries Madame Gazelle. That sounds a bit more like noise than music. Let's go one at a time. Then each of you can join in. Ding, 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 goes the triangle. Boom, 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 goes Peppa's bass drum. Bang, 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 go the bongo drums. Crash, 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 go the cymbals. Shaka, 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 go the maracas. Lovely, says Madame Gazelle. Finally, it is time for special talent. Everyone takes a turn. Danny Dog's special talent is drumming. Bang, bang, bang. Pedro Pony does a magic trick. Everyone closes their eyes and he makes a glass of water disappear. Hooray! Zoe Zebra sings. Candy Cat jumps rope. Oh no, thinks Peppa. Now I can't do either of those. It's a good thing I'm good at dancing too. Then Susie Sheep gets up. I'm going to dance, she says. Oh no, says Peppa. What's the matter? Asks Madame Gazelle. I don't have a special talent that hasn't been done already, says Peppa. Of course you do, says Madame Gazelle. Think of something you really like to do. Peppa is quiet. She thinks. Then she smiles. I know, she says. She grabs her boots. Follow me. I'm the best at jumping in muddy puddles. Peppa jumps in a muddy puddle. Then everyone jumps in muddy puddles. This has been a very good day at school, says Peppa. And it has. The end. Peppa loves reading. Peppa and George are in the living room, looking at their books while Mummy and Daddy Pig read. Peppa notices something strange. Mummy, she says, why are you and Daddy reading the same book? It's our book club book, replies Mummy Pig. What's a book club? Asks Peppa. A book club is where we read the same book as our friends so we can talk all about the story together. We're meeting tonight, says Mummy Pig. Wow! Uh-oh, gasps Peppa, looking over at Daddy Pig. Daddy needs to hurry up, says Peppa, giggling. He still has lots of pages left to read before tonight. Oh, really? Says Daddy Pig. I thought I was doing quite well. But then he sees that Mummy Pig has nearly finished her book, and he quickly gets back to reading. George and I love reading, says Peppa. Please can we have a book club with our friends today too? What a wonderful idea, Peppa, says Mummy Pig. Mummy Pig makes a few calls and invites some of Peppa and George's friends over to talk about the red monkey.
Wow.
Daddy Pig sits down to read with Peppa and George. Peppa begins. The red monkey sounds out Daddy Pig. Sat, says Peppa. The red monkey sat on the mat. Ooh, ooh, ha, 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 cries George. Wow, says Mummy Pig. What fantastic reading. When Peppa and George's friends arrive, they all talk about how much they enjoyed reading the book. I liked it when the red monkey sat on the mat, says Susie Sheep. Me too, says Peppa. Peppa and her friends help each other sound out the words. Ooh, ooh, ha, ha, shout George and Richard Rabbit. Like little monkeys. Everyone has lots of fun reading together until the doorbell rings. Who's at the door? asked Peppa. It's Mummy and Daddy Pig's friends. Oops, says Daddy Pig. I've been reading The Red Monkey and forgot to read my own book. Let's talk about that instead, says Mr. Bull. I love The Red Monkey. Yay! cheer Peppa and her friends. Peppa and George love reading. Everyone loves reading. The end. Peppa Pig and the Career Day. It's Career Day in Madame Gazelle's class. There are some special visitors coming into school today. Peppa and her friends are very excited. You all know what I do, says Madame Gazelle. I'm your teacher. It's my job to help you learn, read and do math. And we learn art and music too. I love math, says Susie Sheep. Reading is my favourite, says Pedro Pony. Toot toot! Everyone is happy to see Miss Rabbit, who is the train engineer.
Wow!
I drive the train, she says. I take the grown-ups to work in the morning and then I bring them home at the end of the day. Did you come to school today? By car or the bus? asked Mr. Bull. Maybe you saw me digging up the road. I have lots of vehicles and many tools. Mrs. Cat is next. I work in an office, she says.
Meow.
My main tool is a computer. Hello, says Mr. Zebra. I come to all of your houses almost every day. I bring letters and packages. I love being the mail carrier.
Wow!
I remember the day you delivered my missing teddy bear, says Peppa. That was a special day. Grandad Dog says, I fix cars and trucks. And I fill your gas tank when it's empty. Miss Rabbit comes to the front of the room again. I also work at the recycling centre, she says.
Wow!
Bottles go in the green boxes, says Peppa, and paper goes in the red, says Zoe Zebra. Everyone knows Dr. Brown Bear. I try to help everyone stay healthy and get better when they don't feel well, he says. I look down your throat with my tiny flashlight and give you medicine when you need it. Teeth are what I care about, says Dr. Elephant, the dentist. Going to the dentist can be fun. Sometimes there are stickers. Ooh, says Rebecca Rabbit. I love stickers. Ooh, say the others. Everyone likes stickers. Mrs. Zebra brings her potter's wheel to the front room. I'm an artist, she says. I make cups and bowls out of clay in my studio. Being a potter is really fun job. Miss Rabbit stands up again. Miss Rabbit, says Susie Sheep, which job are you going to tell us about now? Is it the one where you drive the fire truck? It is. When there's a fire, I come to put it out.
Wow!
Some jobs take people far from home. That's where Captain Daddy Dog goes. He is a sea captain. He sails his boat all around the world. Mr. Fox is a shopkeeper. He sells just about everything. Peppa and I have a shop too, says Susie Sheep. Miss Rabbit stands up again. Flying a helicopter isn't easy, but it's a job that I love. I come to the rescue when no other vehicle can. I make sure that boats don't hit the rocks when they come to shore. Do you know what I do? Asked Grumpy Rabbit. Lighthouse keeper, shouts everyone. I am a vet, says Dr. Hamster. I take care of pets and other animals. Dr. Hamster has brought some of her own pets to show the class. Miss Rabbit hops up one more time. I like all of my jobs, she says, but one is my favourite. The best job of all is selling ice cream. Ice cream for everyone. The end. Peppa Pig and the Day at Snowy Mountain. Peppa and George wake up one day and look out the window. It's snowing! Hurrah! They can't wait to go outside. We'll go to Snowy Mountain, says Mummy Pig. But first you have to put on your hats and coats and mittens. Peppa and George are dressed and ready to go. Wait for Daddy Pig and me, says Mummy Pig. Snowy Mountain is fun, says Mummy Pig. We can go sledding and ice skating and skiing too. Daddy carries Peppa and George up the sledding hill. But they don't have a sled. Peppa has an idea. Whee! She says, a daddy sled. At the bottom of the hill is the skating rink.
Wow!
Let's skate, says Peppa. Peppa skates and falls and tries again. Mummy Pig helps. Peppa is skating.
Hooray!
Peppa helps George. He is a good skater. Everybody skates. That was fun, says Peppa. I'm ready for skiing. Peppa and George follow Mummy and Daddy Pig to the base of Snowy Mountain. What's that? asked Peppa. It's the ski lift, says Mummy. That's how we'll get to the top of the mountain. The ski lift takes them way up high. This is fun, says Peppa. She sings. In the air, in a chair, snow is falling everywhere. Flying high in a chair, flying high and high and high. It's very high, says Daddy. Daddy does not like heights. Don't look down, says Mummy. But Daddy does look down. He topples out of the ski lift. Where did Daddy Pig go? There you are, Daddy, says Peppa. You're a walking, talking snow daddy. Miss Rabbit runs a ski shop at the top of the mountain. Get your skis here, she calls. Mammy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa and George all get skis from Miss Rabbit. Madame Gazelle and Peppa's friends are all here. It's time to ski. Hooray! Danny Dog wants to ski all the way down the mountain. Oh no, says Madame Gazelle. Today we'll stick to the baby slope. Madame Gazelle shows everyone how to push off slowly to get started. Madame Gazelle is a very good skier. Wow! She shows everyone how she can ski fast. She can even jump. Hooray! It's Mummy Pig's turn. She has not skied for a very long time, but she remembers how. She doesn't want to ski down the baby slope. Mummy Pig pushes off down the mountain. Mummy Pig remembers how to ski, but she has forgotten how to stop. Stand back, she yells. She speeds down the mountain and past the shops. Oh no! How will she stop? Where is Mummy Pig? I see her, says Peppa. She's a walking, talking snow mummy. Skiing is fun. Everyone agrees. Let's go again, says Peppa. The end. Peppa Pig at the zoo. Madame Gazelle is taking Peppa and her friends to the zoo for the day. Remember, children, today we will be meeting wild animals, she says. Ooh, cry the children. Don't worry, says Madame Gazelle. The wild animals will be safely behind fences. Roar! Ah! A lion has escaped! Cries Madame Gazelle. Hello, I'm Mr. Lion, the zookeeper. You've picked a good time to visit, says Mr. Lion. It's feeding time. Wow. Which animals live here? Asked Susie Sheep. They move very slowly and live to be very old, says Madame Gazelle. Not all animals eat vegetables, says Madame Gazelle. That's right, Madame Gazelle, says Mr. Lion, grinning. Yes, well, says Madame Gazelle, who lives here? Hello, says Mrs. Crocodile. I'm the keeper in charge of this part of the zoo. Penguins, they eat fish. Ah, a crocodile, cries Madame Gazelle. Look, there's my daddy. He's a keeper at the zoo too, cries Gerald Giraffe. Hello, says Mr. Giraffe. Can you guess what animals I look after? They fly and get all their food from flowers. What are they? Asked Peppa. Look carefully at the flowers, says Mr. Giraffe. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Ooh, pretty butterflies, say the children. Thank you for showing us around the zoo, says Madame Gazelle.
Hooray!
All this talk about food has made me hungry. Me too, laughs Mr. Lion. It's our feeding time now. What's for lunch today, Mr. Lion? asks Mrs. Crocodile. Can you guess? Roars Mr. Lion. Little picnics in boxes. Yummy! says Peppa. The end. Peppa goes around the world. It was almost the start of the summer holidays. Peppa was playing in the garden with her friends. What are you doing over the holidays? asked Wendy Wolf. I'm going to the park, replied Peppa. Peppa was very excited. She was going to spend the holidays jumping in lots of muddy puddles. Peppa's friends were going on holiday all around the world. I'm going to the jungle, said Pedro Pony. We're going to the desert, said Emily and Edmund Elephant. And I'm going to the mountains, barked Danny Dog. What about you, Susie? asked Peppa. I'm off to the South Pole to play with the penguins. Susie Sheep grinned. On the first day of the holidays, Peppa and George climbed into the car. Time to go to the park, said Mummy Pig. Let's go, cheered Daddy Pig. The little car chugged along the road. The engine went chugga chugga chugga, bang clank bonk. Oh dear, groaned Daddy Pig. The car has broken down. Mummy Pig called for help. Please come quick, she said. This is an emergency. Look, gasped Peppa. Here comes Miss Rabbit's emergency breakdown service. That was quick, said Mummy Pig. Miss Rabbit said it would take her all day to put things right. But we want to go to the park, cried Peppa. Don't worry, replied Miss Rabbit. While I fix your car, you can borrow my aeroplane. Airplane, George shouted. Everybody climbed into Miss Rabbit's aeroplane. Mummy Pig took the controls. This is fun, she said. Are we supposed to be flying upside down? Wondered Daddy Pig. The ground is in the sky and the sky is on the ground, giggled Peppa. It didn't take long for Mummy Pig to get the hang of the airplane flying. Next stop, the park, said Daddy Pig. To jump in muddy puddles, cried Peppa. Daddy Pig opened out his map. Are we lost as usual? asked Peppa. We are not lost, snorted Daddy Pig. I can see some trees. That must be the park. Where are the swings and roundabouts? asked Peppa. Said Daddy Pig. This looks more like a jungle than a park. Peppa gasped. Pedro was on holiday in the jungle. Mammy Pig pulled the handbrake, and the plane fell through the trees, landing on the ground with a bump. Here was Pedro. "Hello, Pedro," called Peppa. "Are you having a nice holiday?" Pedro nodded. "It's brilliant. There are parrots and monkeys and everything." The jungle was fun, but there were no muddy puddles to jump in. "Can we visit my other friends on their holidays around the world?" asked Peppa. "I don't see why not," said Mummy Pig. It was Daddy Pig's turn to fly the aeroplane. "Where next?" he said. "The mountains," said Peppa. "That's where Danny Dog is." Danny Dog was enjoying his mountain holiday. "The best bit about climbing a mountain is that you're all alone," explained Captain Dog. "There's no one else around." Daddy Pig landed the aeroplane at the top of the mountain, right in front of Danny and Captain Dog. "Hello, Danny," shouted Peppa. "We're flying around the world to see my friends. This mountain is very high." Peppa and her family said goodbye to Danny and Captain Dog and flew away again. Soon, Daddy Pig spotted lots of yellow sand in the distance. "It must be the desert," he said. "That's where Emily and Edmund are on holiday," cried Peppa. It wasn't easy to land an aeroplane in the desert. "We've sunk into the ground," said Mummy Pig. "Why do they have to fill the desert with so much sand?" cried Daddy Pig. "Hello, Emily," shouted Peppa. "Hello, Edmund." "We've been studying a rare lizard," whispered Edmund. "But it must be shy because it's run away. It had a scaly back and a long red tongue," added Emily. "Yuck," said Mummy Pig. "Lucky it ran off then." The lizard suddenly appeared on a rock. "There it is," shouted Daddy Pig, frightening it away again. "Did you say you had other people to visit?" sighed Dr. Elephant. "Yes," said Peppa. "We still got to go and see Susie at the South Pole. Goodbye, everybody." Susie was having a great holiday, but she did miss Peppa. "I wish Peppa was here," Susie sighed. Peppa's aeroplane landed on the snow and ice. "Peppa!" cried Susie. "Susie!" cried Peppa. Peppa and Susie were best friends. They were very pleased to see each other again. Peppa had lots of fun with Susie and the penguins, but they couldn't play all day. Peppa still had to go to the park. "Miss Rabbit should have fixed our car by now," said Mummy Pig. The aeroplane flew all the way back around the world. "Hello, Miss Rabbit," said Peppa. "We've flown all around the world." "Good thing I remembered to fill the airplane's tank up with petrol this morning," said Miss Rabbit. "Your little car is working again," said Miss Rabbit. Hooray! Peppa and George climbed inside.
Flying around the world was nice, decided Peppa, but something was missing. A muddy puddle! Peppa and George loved jumping up and down in muddy puddles. Everyone loves jumping up and down in muddy puddles. The end.
Peppa's Big Day Out. Potato City, here we come. Peppa's Big Day Out. Join Peppa and her friends on their brilliant adventure at Potato City. Peppa is visiting a theme park called Potato City.
Wow!
2 adults and 2 children, please, says Mummy Pig. Miss Rabbit prints out the tickets. There's so much to do in Potato City, she says. Have a lovely day. Peppa's friends have come to visit too. Susie Sheep is pretending to be a tomato. Busy, isn't it? Gulps Daddy Pig. It's fantastic, says Peppa. Just then, everybody gasped. Mr. Potato has arrived. Welcome to Potato City, he cries, where the magic of vegetables never ends. Hooray! Cheer Peppa and her friends. Mr. Potato takes the children to the dinosaur garden. Susie is confused. Why have you got dinosaurs in Potato City? Mr. Potato frowns. Because dinosaurs like eating potatoes? Susie shakes her head. It's because children like dinosaurs. Roll up for the vegetable roundabout swing thing, calls Mr. Potato. Everybody loves the vegetable roundabout swing thing. Peppa and her friends jump on and ride it again and again and again. I like Potato City because it teaches you about vegetables, cries Peppa, and swings you round and round. But there is still one ride that Peppa hasn't been on yet. The Potato Rocket. Peppa and her friends climb into the carriages. George wants to go on too. Daddy Pig isn't sure. The potato rocket looks very high. Oh, okay, Daddy Pig snorts. Make it quick. George changes his mind and gets off, but it's too late for Daddy Pig. I love the potato rocket, shouts Susie. I love Potato City, shouts Peppa. Hooray! Everyone shouts together. The end. Peppa Pig. Peppa goes to London. Once upon a time, Peppa and her playgroup went on a day trip to London. When they arrived, Madame Gazelle told everyone to gather round. Children, she said, this is London. Wow, gasped Peppa, it's so busy. London was a very big and very busy city. There was so much to see that Madame Gazelle couldn't decide where to go first. Miss Rabbit had an idea. My friend the Queen lives in London, she said. Maybe she can help. The Queen's house is called Buckingham Palace. Miss Rabbit went up to the front gate and rang the bell. Yes, said a very grand voice. Who are you? It's Miss Rabbit, said Miss Rabbit. Ah, come in, the voice said. The voice belonged to the Queen. Hello, everyone, she said. Hello, Queen, shouted the children. We're visiting London for the day,
said Peppa. But we don't know where to go. London is my city, said the Queen. I shall give you a guided tour. Hooray! Hooray! The Queen led Peppa and her friends out onto the street. She flagged down a bright red bus. Mr. Driver, she said, please may we borrow your bus? You must be joking, sniffed the driver. No, replied the Queen, I am your Queen. The driver helped everyone onto the bus. If the Queen asks you to do something, you must do it. Peppa had never been on a bus like this before. It has stairs in it, she gasped. The Queen showed the children up to the top deck. From up there, they could see everything. Ding, ding! The bus set off. First stop, Big Ben, said the Queen. The bus stopped in front of Big Ben. Big Ben is a clock tower, said the Queen. It helps us tell the time. Edmund Elephant shook his head. Actually, Big Ben is the bell inside the tower, not the tower itself. Edmund knew a lot for a little elephant. Edmund was a clever clogs. That was loud, exclaimed Danny Dog. That was the sound of Big Ben telling us the time, said the Queen. It rang 3 times, so it is 3 o'clock. Pedro Pony had a question. If the clock rang 6 times, would that make it 6 o'clock? Yes, it would, said the Queen. And if it rang 100 times, he wondered, then it would be broken, said the Queen. Oh, said Pedro. The Queen drove the bus to Tower Bridge. Stop! Shouted the bridge keeper. You can't cross here. The Queen was not amused. Why not? She asked. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, said the bridge keeper, but a ship needs to pass under the bridge. The ship is coming, said Peppa. It is very tall. It's going to bang into the bridge, shouted Danny Dog. The bridge lifted up just in time, and the ship sailed through. Good, said the Queen. Now we can be on our way. Please lower the bridge. The bridge keeper shook her head. Another ship was coming. The Queen wanted to get going. Peppa and her friends couldn't wait around all day. Hold tight, everyone, she cried. The bus zoomed onto the bridge, and then crunk, it got stuck in the middle. Now what do we do? Asked Miss Rabbit. Everybody move to the front of the bus, ordered the Queen. 1, 2, 3, go! Shouted Peppa. The bus started to tip and wobble, and then zoomed down the other side of the bridge. Hooray! The Queen was very good at driving buses. Are you enjoying the tour? Asked the Queen. Yes, Your Majesty, bellowed the children. Open-top buses are the best, said Peppa. Why aren't all buses like this? A raindrop fell on her head. Drip, drop, plop. That was why. Children, said Madame Gazelle, open your umbrellas. The bus chugged through the rain to Trafalgar Square. Oh dear, sighed the Queen. What a shame. It's full of puddles. The Queen was right. There were puddles everywhere. She frowned. I think our tour is over. Aww, groaned the children as they climbed off the bus. Peppa jumped in a puddle. George jumped in a puddle. Then everyone jumped in a puddle. We love puddles, shouted the children. Come and splash, Your Majesty, called Peppa. It's fun. Why not, said the Queen. One is wearing one's boots. The Queen loves jumping in London puddles. Everyone loves jumping in London puddles. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.